This is a standard trailer coupler. It uses a wedge latch to lock the ball into the coupler. First, the latch needs to be in the open position. Then the coupler is lowered onto the ball. Then close the latch. Doing this will push the wedge latch into position, which will lock the ball into the coupler. Always make sure that the ball is the correct size for the coupler. If it's too big, it will not fit into the coupler, and if it's too small, it can pop out of the coupler because it can slide past the wedge latch. Here's a bottom view of the coupler so that you can see the wedge latch. If the ball is not seated properly into the coupler, the latch will not fold down and the wedge latch will not lock the ball into position. Always make sure that the wedge latches lock the ball into the coupler. Once the ball has been verified to be locked into the coupler, lock the latch into the closed position with a safety pin. Bolts, wire, and whatever else you can find to put in the safety pin hole is not an acceptable safety pin. This is a collar lock coupler. Once the ball is in position, close the hinge ball socket. There should be a spring that pushes the hinge ball socket open when it's not locked into the closed position by the collar. As you hold the hinge ball socket closed, push the latch into the closed position, which will cause the collar to slide down and lock the hinge ball socket closed. This is an overhead view of the collar lock coupler in the locked position. Once the ball is locked into position by the coupler, put the safety pin into place. This is a picture of a standard pintle hook. This is a Linetti ring. This ring is mounted to the trailer and it'll be set into the pintle hook. This is a pintle hook combo with a ball. This style pintle hook can be used to tow a trailer with a ball style coupler or a Linetti ring. Besides hooking up the trailer properly, the most important thing to make sure of is that the mounting components have the proper weight rating on both the vehicle and the trailer. The safety pin is only to be placed into the safety lock once the pintle hook is closed. The reason for never placing the safety pin into position when the latch is open is because it will prevent the main lock from engaging, and if the latch is lowered into the closed position, it may appear to be closed and locked when it is not. With the latch open and the safety pin out of the latch, position the Linetti ring into the hook. Then close the latch and make sure the primary lock is in position. Pull up on the end of the latch without touching the primary lock to make sure that it does not come open. Once the hook is secured into place by the primary lock, place the secondary safety pin into place. Always make sure that the latch on the safety pin closes past the end of the pin. Any of the couplers we've talked about can be visually deceiving in one way or another. That's why it's always important to do a physical inspection and get a double verification both visually and physically from another crew member. Make sure your truck and hitch are rated for the load and trailer that you want to tow before driving. You'll need to be at or under the weight carrying limit of your vehicle and hitch when you use the couplers that we've just discussed. The weight carrying limit should be on the hitch of your vehicle. And if you're not sure what the weight carrying limits are, contact your manager and find out what they are before you tow a load.